welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten, and I have another Trump-related reading for you today. Today is Sunday, May 19th. I laid this reading on Saturday, May 11th. So last Saturday, I laid this reading, so it's a week late, over a week late. My apologies. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and I took some freelance work in my old field, and so I've been working really long hours and coming home pretty wiped out. So I wasn't able to finish this reading, although I did record it, and just the tarot portion of the reading. Well, just the tarot portion of the reading. And I wanted to go back in and add my clarifiers and see what else I could dig up, what other information I could dig up. But after listening to the recording and transcribing it, I realized that it's a pretty good reading. I don't really think I need the clarifier so much. I think I pretty much called it. So there is some new stuff to introduce in this reading, even though it's a week late. This is regarding the Rudy Giuliani excursion to Ukraine, or desire to meet with the Ukrainians or the Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden's son, or investigate the investigators, or really to hack our next election. So this reading is about that, and some wonderful things have been revealed through this reading as well. And like I said, this is a week late, so a lot of it may be like, okay, Kirsten, you're telling us after the fact. What kind of prediction is that? I think it still holds water, so let's begin. Oh, before we start, please hit the like button. If 500 of you hit the like button within the next 24 hours, then it triggers some kind of YouTube algorithm that will promote my channel more evidently here on YouTube, and you guys know I'm trying to grow my channel. So it's very free, and it's free for you to just hit the like button, so I'd really appreciate it if you do that right now. And let's get 500 likes in the next 24 hours. I usually get over 1,000 views the first day, so I do feel like this is definitely a doable goal. I just need you to please hit the like button, and thank you so much. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, you may do so. There's a donate button on the home page, or you can join me on Patreon. The link is in the description box below, and I really appreciate everyone who has done so. Thank you so much. And thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome. I read in layers, so each section of the reading may go off into different tangents. Different characters may be introduced. So you have to pay close attention and maybe come back and watch the reading again. The reading does play out. The energy does play out. I make pretty good predictions about who's going to be manifesting as that energy, but sometimes the energy will take a different form than what I call out. You can interact with the reading. That's why the cards are here for you to see. And you can look back on it later and be amazed at, the cards really did call it. And they're mysterious in how they work. So that's the part of tarot that I love so much, and why I choose to always show the cards and how it is I'm reading with them. All right. As I was reading this, going through this reading, it became evident to me that this is Rudy Giuliani's column or significator line. This represents him. In the center, we have exterior forces to Rudy Giuliani. It could be anybody else outside of him. And then here, it's kind of almost like storylines, and just telling me what's happening, what's going to be happening right on the opposite side. And believe it or not, it's just 9 cards. It's just got a lot of clarifiers. I chose to work with the Doreen Virtue Angel Tarot deck as my key cards. And they're lovely, but they don't really show up very much on screen. So to also add depth to the reading, I'm working with the 12 Chairs Tarot, basically just pulling the same card and looking at the narrative of this card and reading it intuitively. All right. So you see a lot of cards, but they're basically the same cards. And then the Sibilla and Divina on top just provide clarification, okay, and may add additional information as we go along. Although I'm not going to go so deep into the clarifiers today, because I have another reading that I want to put up for the weekly reading of what's around Trump this week. So I want to get this up and finish that and get kind of caught back up with you guys. interesting readings this week. All right, let's begin. So Rudy Giuliani's got the Six of Cups here. The Six of Cups, going back into the past, children, past history. Rudy Giuliani is doing that. He's doing just that. He's going back into Joe Biden's past, and he's going to be romanticizing his past. And when I say that, I mean he's going to be coloring it to fit the rosy picture he wants it to fit, to suit his narrow-minded base, to suit Trump and his narrow-minded base with the Hierophant card here. In both Hierophant cards are important to show the depiction, so I'm going to hold them both up. But let me first go to the clarifier of the Six of Cups. We have hope here. He hopes to romanticize the past of Joe Biden and to color it to suit his narrow-minded base and to suit Trump's purpose. That's his challenge. Hope tells me that Rudy is hoping that someone will provide him and Trump with a solution to their problem and will give clarity to an unclear situation. And that's what they're presenting to the public. We just want clarity. We just want to know the truth, right? We just want to get to the bottom of it. That's how they're presenting themselves to the public. Next to this travel card, which is the clarifier for Hierophant, the journey card, when these two cards are together, it can represent where Rudy is going in hopes of finding a solution to his problem. So it basically is just confirming what I just said. So I see him going back into Biden's past, or his child's past, the past of this pious gentleman, right? On his high horse, And this man, Biden, I believe, is representing here right now, stands high or in high regard, as well as having had in the past held a high position, a high powerful position, world power position, in hopes, but this is Rudy's hope. His hope is to stain, to recolor that, and to block him, to impede his progress, his forward movement, because he's on the road to success. We have the Six of Wands here. And there's a lot of talk and discussion about him amongst the powers that be. A little bit of conspiracy theory for you guys there, because I see it. Amongst the powers that be. Okay? Pay attention. So his hope is to demoralize and to stain Biden through his child and to take him down off his high horse, to cause impediment and to block his forward movement. And he's working with foreign leaders. Hierophant always represents foreign world powers to me. Russia, Asia, the Middle East. And you can see in this Hierophant card, we've got all the symbols of the different nations of the world, powerful nations of the world. And he's journeying towards them with the travel card here. I don't know why this card keeps wanting to fall. It's getting on my nerves. Stay there, Hope. So he's dealing with these countries, and he really is signaling to them. I feel like this is like an SOS call. Save us, or save Trump. Save our leader. It's like an SOS. And I feel like there is this question of moral turpitude that will be addressed in the future for Rudy Giuliani and the actions that he is taking. I feel like he will be reviewed going forward in the future by his peers for this immoral conduct. Everyone in government, I feel, is looking at this guy. Everyone with a huge side eye. Like, is he for real? Is there nothing beyond the scope of indecency that these people will not pull out of their ass? No, nothing. He's got a win at all cost attitude. That's his outcome card, the Five of Swords. Five of Swords and the Devil card. And I notice there's certain cards always come out for certain people. This is always Trump. This is always Lindsey Graham. These are the senators. I don't know if you can see the Seven of Pentacles here. Nancy Pelosi. Queen of Wands. Russia, Queen of Wands. And the devil, Mr. Rudy Giuliani, folks. He always comes out as my devil. And, you know, for Trump as well. Okay. Where are we at and why in this reading? So everyone is looking at him with a huge side eye. Is he for real? But there's no, there seems to be no, like I said, no cap on what's indecent. They'll follow him. They'll follow Trump off a cliff. They're blind followers. They'll just their mindset is beyond understanding. It's truly cult. It's truly a cult. Okay, a cult of Trump, and that's what it is. All right, and let me just say this before I go on with the reading, because I've been wanting to say this. It's important, I think, that our media, the liberal media, start calling it what it is. And I feel Trump is terrible. He's a horrible person, and he lacks any type of morals and or compassion. He's despicable. But he couldn't do what he's doing if it weren't for the Republican senators and congressmen backing him. And they are truly the most despicable. And we need to start calling them by name, and we need to make sure they do not get reelected, because they are truly the ones pulling off this coup. And who do they work for? They're all bought. They're all bought. Whoever bought them, that's who is trying to run America, who's trying to take over America through them. And that's what needs to stop. Okay, and we need to start calling them for what they are. They're treasonous. They're not doing their job. And every single one of them, if they could be impeached, if they could be thrown in jail, they should be tried. And that's just my opinion. But I really feel that we need to start calling it out for what it is, because none of this would be happening if they would do their job. Okay, back to the reading. Rudy Giuliani here is laying the groundwork, right? He's paving the way. He's planting the seeds and laying the groundwork for the enemy, for the dark plan, for the evildoer, the devil, to undermine our next election, to undermine Biden, our next president. You heard me. Our next president. That's why I wanted to deliver this reading to you. It's being discussed already amongst the powers that be, the world powers, the true powers, right? And you've heard tell that our presidents are selected, not really by our votes. Okay. All right. It's just such a murky place. A murky place I don't want to go down, because I might get killed for it. I might get kilt for it. So I'm not going to go down that murky road. Don't ask me. I'm just sharing with you what I see here right now. But it's an undermining plan, sneaky and maligning. They are envious of Joe Biden's strength, his character, and his position. When I say they, I mean Trump. And all who follow him. They are envious of Joe Biden's strength, character, and position. And I feel Joe Biden has been selected and chosen already. This is his line. I feel he comes up several times in this line. I feel this is his line. Okay? He's got the Six of Fire or the Six of Wands. He's got the Victory card. In the 12 Chairs Tarot, the Six of Wands is more of a, you're envious of other people's possessions, right? You want to go there, and why can't I have that? And it's clarified with this Trump card, the bully card, the rich man who's greedy and envious and exploitive. So they're envious of Joe Biden's strength and his character. And I feel Joe Biden has been chosen already. He has been selected already by the powers that be to be our next president. Hold on. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. I said it. And they know it. And they want to undermine him. They want to bring him down. They want to bring him off that high horse. He has lots of enemies. Biden has lots of enemies because he's the front runner. And he's been chosen already. All right? I don't know if it will, come to pass. Things, like I said, this tarot is not set in stone. Things can change with enough willpower. People can change things, but that seems to be the predicted road that we're on right now. So Giuliani is laying the groundwork. Being a fiend and calculating with this Devil card. And he's trying to lead us down a trail to look another way. But it seems he has aroused the interest and has tempted the foreign leaders, the foreign powers, with his offer. This, you probably can't see it, with this offer here. He's definitely got their attention. There's challengers, there's competitors, there's rivals, and there's allies. All looking at Rudy, all looking at what he's doing as strange but interesting, interested, curious in what he's doing and what this means for them, what potential this has for them. The Queen of Wands, I feel here, you can't really see her. Let me pull her up. The Queen of Wands. This is a beautiful picture. But this is the Queen of Wands in the 12 Chairs deck. I feel that this is representing different people, but one character it is representing is the Ukraine. And I feel that the Ukraine is walking a fine line. And the challenge is to help and to give aid, to support and to raise up the illegitimate. This is someone who's not legit. The illegitimate ruler or president, the elected one, who's not legit, to raise him up again. That's their purpose. They have to walk a fine line. With Giuliani, they have to walk a fine line with Trump. And it's a challenge. It's going to be a challenge to get him the victory again. That's what they're being told what to do. Commanded what to do. And I do feel they are moving towards doing that, although I don't feel it will be enough. Whatever it is they dig up or discover, or whatever it is they're able to report on, ultimately I think that it may be a little damaging or diminish slightly in value, character, or respect of the son of Biden, perhaps a little, but I don't think it will be enough to truly damage Biden in any significant way in terms of turning the people against him. I don't think it's going to hurt Biden. And I do see that there is interest. I should have just left all the clarifiers off. Getting on my nerves. I do see that there is interest here with the Ace of Fire here. Interest aroused. Can you see? Interest aroused. Someone is hatching a plan. Envious of another person's arrival and winning. Like I said, I feel Biden has been chosen to be the next president. And I feel Trump is aware of this. Envious of his arrival and hatching a plan, looking for help and solutions from Ukraine, from other foreign leaders, foreign powers, and asking, and I feel like there is a power here. This Ace of Wands or Ace of Fire here, I really feel is giving me more, adding more to the story than this Ace of Wands. Drawing up plans, drawing up proposal. I feel like this foreign power here is thinking, hatching a plan, considering making an offer or a proposal, and I get the feeling it is China. He looks Chinese to me, or I'm getting a Chinese feel from this card. So I feel like this is the Chinese hatching a plan. It could be another foreign power, but I feel it is the Chinese, and they want to use this to their advantage. What it is that Rudy Giuliani is surprisingly doing so openly, making this invitation. Opening us up to manipulation from outsiders into our election. And this energy here is thinking, how can I use this to my advantage? And I believe that, I do believe strongly that this is the Chinese that are asking themselves this question. And who do I, as China, who do I want to be America's next president? I mean, if Putin can determine who our current president is, maybe we as China can as well. So they're feeling the situation out and how they can use it to their advantage. To influence Trump in the present and in the future. Okay? Do we want to back Trump? Or do we want to back someone else and manipulate Trump with that? You know? And would they allow it? Would the Dems work with us? They can use this as leverage against Trump, against him and against America, because they may offer to lend a hand to, like I said, the opposition to the Democrats, or to any candidate who has potential, whom they feel would be open to it. And I'm gonna say Bernie. I feel might be tempted to take that offer if he was given the offer. I feel his ambition is ruthless enough. He really wants to be president. I am not particularly schooled on or educated on Bernie. I mean, I didn't really follow him in the last election. I mean, I had my choice. I picked Hillary, and I just stuck with that. But a lot of what I've heard Bernie say sounds good. I don't know if I believe he'll do it all, but it sounds good. I was really inspired with that thrill that you sometimes get when you see greatness, or see greatness for the first time. And I get this thrill a lot with people who have become big stars. And I got that from Biden's speech yesterday, when his launching speech. He really set it off. And like I said, I've heard Bernie talk, and I like what Bernie has to say too. So I'm not against anyone, but I have my favorite, and I do have my favorite. But I do feel Bernie may be tempted to take this offer. I would not put it past him. China would be willing, or whoever this power is, would be willing to work with anyone, the same way that the Republicans worked with the Russians in 2016. So this is getting pretty scary, y'all. This is getting pretty scary and pretty diabolical. And I feel like, can you see this? Move my coffee cup. The senator's here. But this is also my card of counting votes. You're counting what you have. You're evaluating and making selections and choices. This is my counting votes card. I'm starting to get a little scared here. But I feel like people are making bids and making offers. I feel like Rudy Giuliani has most definitely aroused interest from amongst several countries who would like to help, who would like to get in on this investment, this plan that may pay off down the road, down this wrong road, this wrong road, as Portia would say in Real Housewives of Atlanta, the wrong road. And that's what this is. This really is the infiltration of our politicians, utterly being bought, or being scoped out to be bought on both sides in this next election. Are we, the Democrats, going to play the same game? Or are we going to refuse the offer of help? Now, the temptation is here with this Devil card. And it's going to be felt out amongst the candidates, but it won't be obvious, okay? It won't be obvious. Like, you won't know, you won't really know, it won't be obvious, but it will be subtly felt out. Who would be willing to make that investment with each other, partner up? Yeah, because I was wondering why these cards were here, because I have like a marriage here, the Justice and the Wedding. They're definitely looking to make a union, an official union or pact with someone. Wow. There is a union and a pact made with several countries, okay? there's several offers and bids being taken. There's bets around the world on how long on whether or not we survive this. Bets between the world powers. I don't know. Bets or bids. But like I said, there's envy here on Trump's part of this new arriving leader, Six of Wands, which I believe is going to be Biden. All right, I'll just take her off. Which I believe is Biden. Okay, so with this Six of Wands here, there may be some plans to travel. Maybe Trump has plans to travel. Or this is Rudy Giuliani's reading, so his plans to travel. And this is last week's reading, and so his plans to travel are impeded or blocked, right? So we know that I believe he postponed his trip to Ukraine. Like I said, I've been kind of out of it this past week. So I believe he postponed his trip to Ukraine, and that is foretold here. But it doesn't matter. The SOS was sent. The signal was sent and received, and interest is aroused, right? It's loud and clear. So this postponement is just a maneuver, really. It's just a show designed to call attention. It was all for show, while bids and bets are being taken. The chatterers here, reverse, tells me that there are these bids, these bets, it's inappropriate proposals, inappropriate offers. It's inappropriate. And so I do feel that offers are being received by Trump and Giuliani for his request to, get dirt on Biden, get dirt on anyone, on Obama. I do feel like they're going to be trying to get dirt on anyone in Obama's administration. They're going to go after Obama and his administration as their target for 2020, whoever it is they're fighting. Or they want to be prepared to stain Obama and his administration as much as they can. So like I said, I do believe that he's received offers, and not just from the Ukraine, who's walking that fine line. They may not have a choice, but other countries as well. And with this Ace of Wands here and the Seven of Pentacles, I see that Rudy is taking the bids, taking the offers. And someone wants a lot of money. Next to the Seven of Pentacles, we have a lot of money reversed. Someone wants a lot of money for their help, in exchange for their help, or someone wants sanctions lifted from their country. This is a card of removing sanctions. They want a lot in return for their investment or for their help, and they want like an official contract or something, like I said, this wedding, this union, this official union, this official pact, and they want a lot for their help. So this is getting really scary and dangerous. The Five of Swords, back to Rudy Giuliani. The Five of Swords the energy of the Five of Swords is about getting victory through using deceit, being sneaky, underhanded, using sneaky, underhanded methods and tactics, a win at all cost mentality, and with having no regard for who gets hurt, having no regard for our democracy or for America. Fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. He's using the worst kind of nasty politics to get his way. And he is definitely opening the door, paving the way for the enemy to infiltrate. This card is also a card of hostility. It's when your past comes back to haunt you. And in whatever form it takes, it's not your friend. But it wants to engage with you. And part of you wants to engage with it, right? Because there's a win at all cost energy here. But this energy is just coming in because it wants to dirty you up. And if you engage with this energy, which is your enemy, it will dirty you up. There's a no-win situation here. You won't get out of this clean when you deal with the Five of Swords. And this is in Rudy's line. So ultimately, as an outcome for Giuliani, it's ultimately a no-win situation for Rudy and for Trump in this ruthless, dirty maneuver that they are trying. Well, let's hope. Because I to be honest with you, I'll believe it when I see it. But let's talk about this ruthless, dirty maneuver to dirty up Biden. I do think, like I said before, that Rudy will get some dirt, perhaps through the Ukraine. He's going to get some kind of dirt, even if they have to make shit up for him. And I do feel they will make shit up. But it can only work if Biden takes the bait. In other words, if Biden doesn't encourage it, doesn't engage, it won't work. And I don't think Biden will encourage it. I don't think he will take the bait. Because I see justice in Biden's line. He's got the justice card. Cards just want to fall. He's got the justice card and the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. As his outcome, right? And I just kind of want to pull this Page of Swords up too, because this is in the outcome of the ultimate outcome. I know that doesn't make sense to you. I'm sorry. That's just how my brain works. But I just want to read these cards together, I guess. So I feel like justice and favor goes in Biden's favor. Justice goes in Biden's favor. Yeah, I knew I was saying that weird. Yeah, justice goes in favor of Biden. People ruling on or on the side of Biden. And I feel that Rudy is going to be declared ultimately by a jury of his peers unethical with this devil that fell on the floor. He's going to be declared unethical by a jury of his peers in the far future. The devil is most definitely unethical, and in his behavior, Rudy will be found to be unethical for recruiting enemy powers in order to help infiltrate and affect our elections. And I feel like that is the long-run outcome for Rudy Giuliani. I feel like he's going to end up getting disbarred, and he will end up being despised historically for what he's doing. When this goes to trial or when this is judged by history or time, Giuliani will be found guilty of wrongdoing, right? And justice goes in favor of Biden. Giuliani will be found guilty of wrongdoing and being short of truth, long on words, disgracefulness, and short on truth. Guilty and a liar. That's what I'm seeing as his outcome. As for the Ukraine, like I told you, I believe they will report on some stuff, because I feel like this is the reporter here. I believe they will report on some stuff, and they will even fabricate some gossip, some news, in order to satisfy the bully. But it's not going to be enough here with Five of Pentacles. It's not going to be enough to damage Biden's son, or to damage Biden. Okay, like I said, it may diminish a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to take favor away from Biden. People will, for the most part, reject this gossip, reject this as dirty news. And there is dissatisfaction here as the ultimate outcome. With the Four of Cups, there is dissatisfaction here with what's offered, with what's able to be offered up, or what's able to be reported, like I said, by whoever is trying to get dirt on Biden. And dissatisfaction in ultimately being able to manipulate the votes, or manipulate the people and their votes. I feel there's ultimately dissatisfaction on Trump's end. He's not happy with what the results he receives. Okay? He will not honor any pact or agreement that is made with any power or bidder. Right? There's a dishonoring of agreements. Let me figure out why this blonde woman is here. I mean, is this Lindsey Graham? Or is this something else? The blonde woman is insecure when she's reversed. She's always insecure. And this is clarifying my page of... This is clarifying my... what is this clarifying? Yeah, this is clarifying the Page of Swords. So, I'm trying to figure out what she's doing. I feel like what is reported has no real facts. It has no claim or no legitimacy. I feel Trump is going to be upset by this. He will be upset and spoiled in his own reputation by this ruthless maneuver. I feel like that is his outcome, where this is headed for him. And I don't believe Trump is going to win by this maneuver. But he will be exploiting energies here, exploiting Ukraine and his arrangement with them that is somehow attached to money. And he's also exploiting Ukraine and exploiting these other countries to get money. Taking contracts and all this stuff. You know, he's really exploiting this to get money from these countries for his own personal gain. And they're all blowing smoke up his fat ass. Because they're thinking about the long game here. China is thinking about the long game here. And Trump is just thinking about getting reelected, or, you know, padding his pockets. If he doesn't, either way, he wins. So that's what I'm getting from this reading, guys. What I'm excited about from this reading the most is that I do feel like Biden has been selected by the powers, the mysterious powers that be, to be our next president. And I feel like he has a strong chance of having a female partner. Now, this may be his wife, but I feel like this is the vice president, his running mate. I think it's going to be a woman. I don't think Beto's in it anymore. Again, we'll have to see. We've got a long way to go. Just the early polls, I guess, would be that Biden is pretty much the clear winner, and I feel he's going to choose a female running mate. And at first, I thought this is Warren with the hat, because it's kind of like that old-fashioned hat, and she always seems old-fashioned to me. And I like Warren's policies, Elizabeth Warren's policies. I really do. She seems like a teacher, and it gets old though for me. I feel like I'm being lectured all the time, but I do like her plans, and she seems very honest and strong, and she really has a clear idea where she wants to go, and she seems powerful enough to take us there. And I like Warren a lot, but I don't, after looking at that ass, I think this is going to be Kamala Harris. I think that this is going to be a woman who's got a little bit more swag. And so I think it's Kamala Harris who's going to be Joe Biden's running mate. Either way, she's going to have some Indian in her. So maybe that's, I guess since Trump proved that Warren is not Indian, I guess it is Kamala. So go ahead, Kamala. Not only will she be our first female vice president, but she'll be our first female black vice president. Black and Indian. So what do you know? Go ahead, Kamala. And go ahead, Joe. I'm feeling hopeful again about the future. Just based on that, and I really want to share this with you. But I want to reiterate again, we have a long way to go, and things can change. But as for the prediction for today, the snapshot into this scenario, this is where it looks like where we're headed, pretty strongly. So that's my reading for now. Let me just look at one more card, okay? This reconciliation that clarifies the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is whatever is offered or delivered, it's not satisfying. Or the agreement or the arrangement will not be honored because you're not satisfied. So I think I said that already. This could cause a crisis situation. These maneuvers, these games, okay, these strategies could put us financially in a crisis situation with China. And I don't really understand how that would work, but the cards are just warning of that, okay? A financial crisis because of this, these games. And because Trump will not honor agreements. Because he won't be satisfied with his results. I don't know what that means right now, but that's the reading, guys, and that's where I'm going to have to leave it. So I hope you enjoyed, and please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Share my videos with your friends. Check out my my Love Attraction candles and try them out, and join me on Patreon. And thank you so much for viewing my channel. God bless. Bye.